Hello, everybody. I'm Dippy.
I'm Dadley.
And welcome to Dapper D301. If you'll please open your books to page 208, where we will learn how to fuck a Yankee Candle. And we welcome. Today, I suppose I am Professor Dippy, clearly, given the graduating attire and regalia.
I'm student Dadley.
This is my actual graduation regalia, all of it. I normally keep it up on my shelf. The tassel is behind a glass framed piece of my graduation photo and one other thing that's up there. I forget what specifically, but everything else, this is what I graduated in. Hello, Dragon Engineer. Good to hear you.
Hello.
Good to see you. But today we are doing something a little more interesting, a little more intellectual, shall we say, because today we're going to be taking a look at
the BDSM test again.
The BDSM test again. No, today we are going to be looking at something interesting I found on TikTok. And the images as such are going to have TikTok watermarks from when I downloaded it to my phone because I thought this would be a great episode. And now we're getting around to it. So unfortunately, Dono will be counted absent today. If he tallies up
his
a couple
perfect
more,
attendance record is broken.
Yeah, if he tallies up a couple more, he might be sent to the administrative office for counseling and repairs. But today,
it's just me with a yardstick.
Yeah, it's I bet he would like that, given some of the answers he gave. Before we get into the episode proper, we wanted to give a couple of sponsors and shout-outs that help us do what we do, starting with W.GG.
Do you need fuel to study for a test that no one besides 150 people apparently will take? Then try W.GG. It's an energy supplement. You just pour it in a drink. You mix it up. You get all the good flavors, like sour gummy bear or cherry limer or retro rainbow sherbet. That actually sounds phenomenal.
There you go.
That's the one I want.
Bless you.
Thank you. You can try W for 15% off at checkout using code ANIpod. That's ANIPOD at checkout. Yeah, give it a try for your caffeine fix.
We also want to thank Harris Heller and StreamBeats.com. They have a new revamped website you can check out above our heads. They have all of their music in one place now, and it is a phenomenal service with over 1,500 tracks across 11 plus genres. Every track is DMCA safe, royalty free, and built for streamers. Use it, abuse it, it's yours forever. You can download anything from the catalog off of their Bandcamp, which is linked through the website, or you can listen to it on Spotify or Spotify Premium. And in general, it's just one of the best DMCA-free libraries I have ever seen, and it's pretty great. Go check it out at StreamBeats.com. And thank you, Harris Heller, to be... I love what Dragon Engineer put in chat. Thank you, Harris Heller, for being the music to our ills.
Yep.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader who somehow got into Oxford?
As my job is prepping work for middle schoolers, like that is an episode we have pitched around before. Like,
wait one moment. Hold on a minute. Get timed out, nerd. There we go. Enjoy the stream though. Stick around to the end for upcoming schedule. But before we get to that point, give us a follow if you like what you see. Give us a subscription if you're feeling generous. A Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no additional cost to you if you have an Amazon Prime account. Go check out the link tree in the description to see all of our other fun stuff like the Instagram, the merch store, and the Discord server. And check out the YouTube channel to keep up with the VODs of all of our shows, past, present, and future. Just ANIpod YT. we appreciate anything that you do to support the channel and support what we do here. You can follow for free and subscribe to the YouTube for free to keep up with all of the core content for absolutely free. You can interact in the chat on Twitch and in the comments on YouTube to increase our analytics. We got a raid an hour before the end of our stream last week, which was very appreciative. I hope that some of those people come back. If you can support the show financially, it would be greatly appreciated to help us continue to do what we do, pay for the Zoom. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much...
That's our overhead, is the Zoom.
That's the overhead, is paying for the Zoom. Everything else will just go towards making better content.
Mostly D&D books.
Yeah, I mean, we made a D&D book. It'll be released for free public preview soon, and then if we actually get the time and money for an editor, we'll release it for real. Like, it's kind of cool stuff. So thank you for watching and supporting what we do here, and with that, I'll just show you the first part of what I saw that drew my interest. So
yes,
every year 150 Oxford graduate students take the hardest entrance exam in the world for All Souls College of Oxford, and they provided some of the questions. But All Souls College is apparently officially
Welcome
called
to Wiki Gotcha. We tricked you.
the College of All Souls of the Faithful Departed of Oxford. What a mouthful of a name, first and foremost.
I love it. You learn magic there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to look at this place, the Twin Towers of Hawksmoor's Quadrangle.
Oh no.
Oh. Just don't go there for aviation. So the College of All Souls automatically has all of its student members become fellows, like automatically.
Yes.
It has no student members, but each year graduates are eligible to apply for a small number of fellowships through a competitive examination, and that's what these questions that we are about to go over are from. And those shortlisted after the examinations, there's an interview, and then you can become a part of All Souls College. There are fellowships that have gone through that just kind of make sense, like Lawrence from T.E. Lawrence, aka Lawrence of Arabia, is literally a fellow of this college. There's also Robert Ricord, who is the inventor of the equals sign, which doesn't sound that important at surface level, but when you think about it, yeah. If we didn't
What were they doing before him?
I know, right? Like, it's Oxford as a university is older than most South American countries.
Yes.
Literally, the year that Oxford was founded as a college, the Aztec Empire was being not just founded, but was in its heyday. That was in, like, around 1066 AD. That was over 1,000 years ago. Well,
yeah.
almost 1,000 years ago. And honestly, Oxford is just such a high height to reach for that when I saw some of these questions, just reading them, skimming over them before we are turning them into an episode now, I'm like, really? This is the hardest entrance exam in the world? But then I looked at them a little more and I'm like, we got to talk about these. So,
yeah.
there are 4 images with several questions on them. We are going to take our best attempt to discuss as many of them as we feel like we have an opinion on, and maybe giving an answer. But without further ado, general paper number 1, candidates should answer 3 questions, so we don't even have to answer all of these to be considered for this fellowship.
We'll run through as many as we can.
We're gonna run through them. Maybe give a short answer, and maybe if we strike on one that we hit a chord with, then like we'll discuss it, and maybe we will give an answer good enough to be considered for the application to All Souls College at Oxford. Please, I'm wearing my regalia. I have already graduated with a bachelor's degree, and I would love obviously no one from Oxford admissions is actually going to watch this video. My number is in the description. And Dadley, you're considering going back to school.
I'm not considering. I am. I'm back in.
So why
We're
not
doing
Oxford?
this.
Yeah.
Money.
Money.
That's something that's what I want to look up. How much is tuition at Oxford?
How much what? How much is
How much is
tuition at Oxford?
tuition?
Oh God, it's got to be like a ridiculous number, some ridiculous number.
All right, let's see what we got. It's around. Oh, wait, is that really it? Am I reading this right?
What?
Like a little, like 9.5 pounds or 9,500 a year. So what's that in American dollars?
A year?
Yeah.
Well, it is also a
So like 13 grand a year. That's not terrible, actually.
That's not terrible.
That's yeah.
I think the barrier to entry isn't money; it's intellectualism. It's intellect, because Oxford is a very prestigious university. Then again, what kind of college that has existed for 1,000 years wouldn't rely on intellect? Like, there were people that were teaching at Oxford that didn't know what electricity was. Like,
there were people teaching at Oxford that didn't know what dinosaurs were.
That's an even better way to look at it. Yeah.
Like, they didn't.
Crazy.
It was before the discovery of dinosaurs.
Before the discovery of dinosaurs, yeah. So I can
They've
only
never
imagine
seen Shrek 2.
I can only imagine a history class at Oxford in the year 1066.
Would actually be fascinating.
And just being like, just modernizing for modern English, just the professor walking in and going like, so yesterday, what happened?
Yeah.
like what? But in all seriousness, they probably would have been talking about, you know, the Huns and you know Alexander the Great and the Romans and the Greeks, you know, stuff that we still talk about today, but for them would have been such a different, you know, subject matter, because 100%. It would have been more recent. It would have been more. Anyway, here we go.
It's like it's the vibe of when we learned about World War II in school.
Yeah.
And we still had like oh wait, my grandfather was there. Like
yeah.
Like oh that's weird to think about. Okay, sorry.
So general paper number 1.
Yes.
For the All Souls College Oxford competitive examination. Number 1. What should the West learn from China?
Smash. No. I'm gonna do this bit as much as I can. In every episode.
I think you've done it every episode.
Yeah. What should the West
learn from China? Well, first of all, this is a very interesting question to ask at a Western university. Like, it is challenging your Western worldview by saying, what could we learn from China? And to be frank, I don't know of anything that I would specifically want the West to adopt from the East, because it is a clash of ideologies. At a core level, Eastern philosophy and ideology is everything in this universe, like, is sharing the universe together, and we have to do everything we can to minimize our impact on it. That kind of thing, and walk the greater path, walk the kinder path, you know. And Western philosophy is, we were put here for a reason, and that reason is blank. Like, where I don't know that it could be learned from China to exist with a more general purpose than you think you have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly something that you could look at.
I mean, from a very analytical point of view,
yes,
green energy. They are so much better at green energy than us.
I think that is only a matter of quantity over quality, because pollution levels in some of the Chinese megacities are fucking ridiculous.
It is still bad. Yeah.
It's really, really bad. Now, where they do green energy, I think, and it specifically says China, which is like, it's a big part of the East, but if this question were what could the West learn from Japan, oh, they could learn so many things. Like,
Yeah.
Japan is 20 years technologically ahead of the rest of the world.
Subways.
How the
We
fuck?
could learn better subways.
We could. I don't know that Japanese subways are necessarily that much.
Oh, they're great. Japanese subways, they're like world renowned. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, well, Japanese rail travel in general.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is the size of and this is getting into trains a little bit, but part of this is the size of countries. Like,
Yes.
the United Kingdom has a great railway system because it's
Correct.
so small. The United Kingdom could basically fit into the entirety of Alabama and Mississippi. Like, you could spread its land area out. Yes, it would probably even smaller. And you could fit all of the United Kingdom's land area into 2 United States, and not very big ones either. So they are crisscrossed with railroads because there's not that much material that you need to crisscross the United Kingdom with railroads.
Yeah.
In America, America is so much bigger, like unfathomably bigger than most of these European countries are, which means it requires a lot more material to do a lot more with trains.
Yes.
Which is why we haven't done it yet. Question 2 is a doozy. Yes, it is. We're about to hit that
all right,
one.
We'll move right along.
I think we're moving on from what can the West learn from China.
Yeah.
I think green energy, it could
Sure,
be.
yeah.
I don't know that they necessarily. I disagree that they do green energy better, quote unquote, than the West does. I think a lot of European green energy is great.
That's also fair. Yeah.
But question 2.
Does the moral character of an orgy change when the participants are wearing Nazi uniforms?
No.
My gut what the really?
Okay, and I'll let you explain first, but I have a very strange thing
Okay.
here.
Right off the back, why are you wearing anything? It is such a deliberate choice to wear anything to an orgy.
No, here's the thing, is like, I can understand that because that's kind of the thing I was going to get around to, which was my thought on no, the moral character doesn't change because it already changed when you decided to wear something. Like, there are role play scenarios that that can take place in an orgy. Like, I'm sure there are role play scenarios that can take place in an orgy. But the impure character of what an orgy is designed for is ruined by any clothes. The purity of the impurity is made impure itself when you wear clothes.
Okay.
Just like you said, why are you wearing anything to an orgy? So I don't think that it changes any. I mean, the correct answer is yes, it obviously does.
Yeah.
But the deeper answer is it already changed when you wore clothing, period.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. In my experience,
Go on.
the biggest goal is something, this is going to be gross, something you're okay with being stained. A uniform of any sorts, you probably don't want stains on.
No, but here's the
hard
thing.
to clean. Do you want to take that uniform to the dry cleaner?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that. Imagine for a second with me that the people at this party, not only all of them have Nazi uniforms, but they are wearing them post-ironically. So what they're doing is they are enjoying the act that they are taking part in, while also releasing an id-fueled megalomania, a power struggle that they are tackling with this orgy in these uniforms. And what they get out of it at the end, before they even leave the party, is that they have ruined something that is designed to be hated. It's like
you have sold me. I am okay with it if you're a bottom.
Only the bottoms get to wear
The bottoms
Nazi
can do it.
uniforms.
The tops are dressed
You know
in
what? Fair
U.S.
point.
World War II Army.
And then second, oh my god. That-
Now it's a
whoa.
reenactment.
Now it's a reenactment. It's gone full circle. It's absurdist art. But imagine the next day. No, but imagine the next day. There's like one person comes in with like a white garment sheet, a white garment bag on a hanger, and hands it to the dry cleaner and is like, listen, do whatever you want to do with what is in this garment bag. If you want to clean it and give it back to me, I won't care. If you want to clean it and give it back to me, that's fine. But if you see it, just know that I have already done what I needed to do with it. Like,
I have gotten my use out of this.
I have gotten my use out of this. And then they leave, and then 15 minutes later, another person walks in with a white garment bag on a hanger and goes, listen, do whatever you want to do with this. And
then I turn to you behind the counter, and I'm like, great $1 million idea. Disposable Nazi uniforms.
Disposable Nazi uniforms. Oh my god. Which somehow weirdly goes right into the next thing, right into the next question, full sprint.
Yeah.
Are boycotts futile? I say yes. I think inevitably, think about it this way. How many people do you know?
Uh-huh.
How many people do you know? Like, as a general idea. In your area.
A good amount, you know.
Like 50, 100?
I'd say like 100, yeah.
Okay.
Like somewhere in that ballpark.
You tell all 100 of those people, hey, we are no longer buying grape juice. Just
okay.
That that we are protesting the manufacture of grape juice.
Okay.
You say that to all 100 of these people.
All 100.
A boycott has started. Congratulations.
Yes. We did it.
Half of those people are going to ignore you. They're just going to be like,
I'd even say more than half.
I'd say like, but closer to 2/3 of those people are going to ignore you. They're going to say,
correct,
but I still need grape juice. I mean, most people don't need grape juice.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
They go, I still need grape juice. I'm going to keep buying grape juice. Like, it's if I can maybe change what kind of grape juice I buy, then I will. But you know, if I can make my own,
I'm gonna buy grape juice. Yeah.
But I'm still, in the end of the day, I'm gonna buy grape juice.
Yes.
The other third of those people will follow in what you say, but they're not going to tell anyone else because they saw you as the messenger, and they are not going to spread this message themselves. About a third of that third will say, hey, if we're not buying grape juice, I need to tell my friends. So they go to their 100 friends and do the same thing. Yeah. Now, there is still a multiplicative exponential growth in the amount of people that aren't going to buy grape juice, if that is true. But if it's not true, which it most likely isn't, then the impact in grape juice sales is so unmitigable or intangible that Grape Juice Corporation is going to look at that and like, oh, there aren't as many people in Connecticut buying grape juice. We're going to ship the surplus to Boston. And they there are logistical moves that companies can make so that if an area is boycotting a thing, they will move their surplus to an area where it isn't being boycotted, and it will be sold more in that area.
Okay. Flip side of things. And I'm gonna shoot you straight as a friend. Sure. I think this is a very cynical viewpoint. I think it's very pessimistic. Do you want $12.5 billion?
Do I want $12.5 billion?
Do you want $12.5 billion?
I think only an idiot would say no. Why?
Yeah, I think even a billionaire would say, wow, that's a lot of money. Because that's how much Target lost in market value during their boycott in 2021.
Really?
Yes.
How much is Target worth?
That's, that is a good question. It could be, I can look that up right now.
Because anything, if the total of their worth is, more than $100 billion,
53 billion.
53 billion, and they
So
lost, so they were worth 53. They're worth 53
no, they're
now.
They're currently
worth 53.
Yes.
So at worst, if they lost 12 billion in total value, they used to be worth 76 billion dollars.
Yeah. Yes.
There was a great slideshow that I saw about about Jeff Bezos's money.
Yeah.
One of the most expensive cars ever sold at auction is a Ferrari 250T California. It sold for $16.05 million.
Okay.
So 16,550,000 whatever.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos could wake up every morning and buy that car.
Yeah.
Every day for 49 years.
Correct.
And he would still have 2/3 of his money left.
Yes.
12 billion to a company like Target. That's market shares. That's market value.
Yeah.
Did Target actually change anything they were doing because of this boycott?
No, they changed their ICE mandates. Yes.
Their what?
They did. So the whole thing was about.
What was this? Yeah.
It was about them allowing ICE agents into the stores to look through the employee records and stuff like that. Which you could say very, again, cynically, of, well, of course they changed the mandates because ICE already did it. They already did their job, and now they could change the mandates and make everyone happy and go back to making money without being boycotted.
Right.
My whole point to this was you can physically see the change. It wasn't drastic. It wasn't massive. But you can physically see the change. And on top of that, it built a network of people you knew were like-minded. Oh, you're boycotting Target too. We share ideals and whatnot. For when the next change comes about, you already have that network built. You already have the foundation there. So that 1/3 of 1/3 people that told their friends, it's more than just they did it once. It's that you now have found people that are willing to fight for the change that you want.
That are willing to do it again.
Yes.
Right.
A boycott is not the last step. It's the first one.
Okay, no, I do see that. I see your logic in that.
No, it is never futile. Futile in general is a word I don't like. Nothing is futile. Are boycotts futile? No, you need to take the first step.
In terms of this question, though,
that's how I'd answer it as Oxford.
As a general idea
Yes.
of are boycotts futile, I would personally say that most of them are. Because there's not going to be a big enough change. Like, yes, it's the first step, and then more steps will come after that. But most boycotts like that are tiny, tiny drops in the bucket of like-minded people who were already going to agree on something that they disagree about. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely, yeah.
It's not as if those 33 people that you told that you now know agreed with you didn't agree with you before.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just that they didn't know. And it's
a
matter of
like,
you kind of like, you found each other. It's a great thing to kind of say more people found out more about themselves and their cohorts because of this boycott, but did it do anything? No, not necessarily. Like, except, I guess, in that Target one. I had not heard anything about that one.
That was huge. That was... So, I'll be real. That was tough for me, because that's where the only place I can get my son's fucking medication is.
Right.
Which is another issue of boycotts. It really is. Look at Dollar General. Dollar General right now would be an awesome thing to boycott just because they suck. There's no political reason. Just fuck Dollar General.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that's the only thing they have access to in their rural areas.
Yeah, like in my hometown that I went to school in, there used to be a local grocery store and a couple of other options if you go a little farther out, but now the only reliable place for the people in my hometown to get groceries is Dollar General, unless they decide to drive 30 minutes away to Savannah and go to Walmart or something of that ilk. But that's
Fair warning, all my shit froze again like last stream.
oh dear. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's all black again.
it's fine. I'll just say the next question then is: it has been said that architecture is frozen music. Does this make any sense?
No, moving on.
Well, this is another weird one because I would say yes. I understand. I kind of understand what they're going for there. Because music is like ebbs and flows of emotional resonance, whether that emotional resonance is anger, joy, sadness, whatever. Architecture is, in the way that this question is being posed, I can imagine an architect looking at their blueprints, looking at their plans, and very swiftly just kind of like making marks and changes and swift fluid motions, and then just like in their head they're hearing something guiding them through the process of designing this building, and then they look down and it's terrible. What the fuck am I doing? Like, and they like erase it and they do it again. But that's kind of what music is like too. You write notes, you write out notes in FL Studio Pro, and then you play them and they sound terrible. You get rid of all of it, you do it again. Like, I can imagine the iterative process of going through and changing a blueprint in exactly the same way as the iterative process of going through and changing notes on a paper.
Yeah.
Because if architecture is frozen music, then isn't it, are we not saying that architecture is sheet music? Because that's because sheet music is basically frozen music.
That's fair. And I would say that blueprints are frozen music and architecture is rocks. I'm looking
not
this up
always
right
true.
now.
I've never steel as well.
I've never heard this phrase before. Famously paraphrased in German philosopher Friedrich Schelling.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Is the person that has said it. That the rhythms are the columns and windows are the rhythms. The harmony is the balance of materials, shapes, and parts. And yeah, that's neat. I do fuck with that.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of this question, yes, it does make sense because someone else was able to make sense out of it.
In terms of this question, no, will make no sense. I'm dyslexic.
Hey, you know what, Dadley? I hate to tell you this. I think they're going to turn you away at the door if you say you're dyslexic. Maybe not necessarily.
I can college essay this shit. I have fought through a lot of adversity in my
adversity spelled AVDRSEI. Hey, Dadley, you want to play the spell check for the day?
I don't. I really don't.
Oh my gosh. Forgive me as I remove some of my scholarly gear because it is starting to get in the way. Do you have your stuff back or no?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Number 5
is
yeah, go ahead.
Is a dislike of politicians a sensible default position?
I would say yes.
Oh, wow. Are we going to agree on any of these?
So, okay.
Yeah, hit me.
Dislike is a very weak word in my vocabulary. Dislike is you're standing on your front porch and you look at a guy passing by you and you just go, I really don't like that guy. And then moving on with your life. You have more important things to worry about. I would say, a lot of people in general dislike politicians as a sensible not sensible, but as their default position. They just generally dislike politicians. They don't want to elect a politician to a political role, even though that's what they do. That's what they went to school to do. But they want someone else to be a politician instead. They want a billionaire to be in the seat of power. And so they vote for that. And they get the change that they want, along with the how do I say, the all of the incendiary after effects of that.
Yes.
The controversial after effects of that. And, it's one of those things that, like, I'm surprised you would think that it's not.
I think your default should never be negative. I think even in the stance of a politician, like, no matter
you
what
know
they
what?
are, no matter
That's
what
very
side they're
fair.
on, they want to be a public servant. They think they are making the world a better place. You should start every conversation with, let's hear this out, not with the already going into it, I don't know how I feel about this guy. Like, a dislike for politicians is a sensible default. I understand that, like, there is that negativity there. But if your default is anything on the negative spectrum, I think you're missing a barrier to entry for a lot of conversations.
No, you know what? I actually do agree with you on that. I
Oh,
think
right on. Yeah.
I think reinterpreting the question.
Yes.
No, it is not a sensible default position because your default should never be negative. I understand that completely. But I think the way I originally interpreted the question and why I answered the way I did is dislike of politicians a sensible default position for someone that you are interacting with for the first time? Like, are you going to turn down the opportunity to talk to someone who this is their default position?
See, and in that sense, like, ooh, okay.
So,
Because then I would
imagined
agree
it,
with
yeah.
you of, yes, I can see where
Yeah.
that dislike comes from.
Yes.
But it's not my point of view.
So it's not. So we agree that it is not sensible.
Yes.
But in terms of meeting someone else, it does make sense why a lot of people would dislike politicians.
So I guess by definition, it would be sensible. I don't like Oxford.
I don't like. You quiet, Dudley. You're taking the entrance exam for them.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're already overachievers. They only told us to answer 3.
I know, right? This is really interesting stuff.
It is.
Welcome 7 viewers. Wow, thanks.
All right. Number 6.
What, if anything, should be done about the obesity epidemic?
Ooh. Ooh.
I have some thoughts.
You have thought. I need to think. So you say your thoughts.
Obesity is bad. It is bad. It is bad for your health. It is bad. No, just the video clip of like thousands of people applauding behind me. Like, yeah. Just cut in all of the applauding people in the cut too. No, but okay. So obesity is bad. I, by many definitions, am obese. Last I clocked in, I was 375 at 6'5". That's very, very heavy for a person my size. Oh, Dadley. Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That is very heavy for someone my size. I should take better care of myself. I should, I should work some of this off. At one point, I remember one point that I said that I weighed myself and I was 315 and I was like, wow, I will never be this light again. Like, I was like, that's surprising. And that was like 4 years ago when I was still living by myself. And my mother has always told me, if you were 275 and worked out regularly, you would be fucking jacked. And I believe her. I believe her. However, there is a deeper psychological component to my size that is a little bit more touchy that I will not get into on stream, that influences my decision to not necessarily be worried about how big I am right now. I have a number that if I hit it, I'm gonna be like, okay, no, I have to like fucking do something about this. But until I hit that number, I'm good, because it is part of something psychologically that I like.
Yeah.
About myself. I don't mind being a slightly bigger person. Like, and I know there are a lot of body positivity people that like want to rid the world of its obesity, believing that everybody should be a skinny 175 something pounder, you know, up to whatever height you are. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
should be considered your healthy weight on the BMI, which I've always believed the BMI is bullshit. Like, it's
That's funny. I literally just looked up my BMI. I also think it's bullshit, but it is a good like quick glance where it's at.
It's a good quick glance for where it's at until you are like 5 pounds over what it thinks you should be, and then it starts saying you're overweight, you're obese. I am a very proportional human being for my size. I have a little bit of something going on here, but I stand up in my clothes and people look at me and they're like, you're not really that fat. You're not really that big. You're like, they call me a bigger person, but that's because I'm so tall. And you know, it would be obvious if I wore 1XL or large shirts, and if I wore pants that were 2 sizes too small for me, it would be obvious. But I've looked at a lot of people that I'm like, oh, I'm not that bad. And like, those people, I think there is something mentally, like with myself, there's something mentally that they like being that size. And some of those people, which are like significantly bigger, like my 600-pound life motherfuckers.
Yes.
There are something mentally in those people that needs to be put in check. That they need to go to a therapist, they need to go to a psychologist and determine do they like being this big? If they do, why? Do they find comfort in it? And if you do find comfort in it, what can we do to wean you off of comfort for size and onto comfort for something else? And then you can work on, like, you know, losing weight, getting, you know, and on my 600-pound life, it's you need to lose this amount of weight first by just changing your diet. And then as soon as you drop that much weight, then you can get a surgery. And then after you get that surgery, you can get a skin surgery. And after that skin surgery, just maintain what you've been doing and you can be fine. And a lot of those people fail miserably and they go back to being whatever size they were before because they didn't want to change.
Yeah.
To answer this question, I don't know if anything can be done by people on the outside looking in. There has to be some major movement from inside the obesity epidemic, the people that are obese. There has to be some major change from inside the community of people that are obese to look at it and go, something needs to be done about this.
Yeah. So I have 2 changes in mind.
2 changes.
I have 2.
To what I said, or
first,
to...
No, to 2 changes that I think would help the obesity epidemic.
Sure.
The first one, I've said this for years in like small groups of people that listen to me rant. There should be a minimum, there should be a maximum on what we can sell bottled water for, and a minimum of what you can sell soda for. Just as a blanket, it should be cheaper to go buy water than it is to go buy Coke.
In like restaurants or stores
everywhere.
or just everywhere, right?
Everywhere. It could be 50 cents. It could be a glass of water at a restaurant's $1, a Coke is $1.50. That makes sense to me.
Right.
I feel like that should already be a thing. The second thing, as we need to change gym class in schools. Why are they learning the Cotton Eye Joe still?
What?
What
in the world?
The school that I work at right now has a dance unit where you learn the Cotton Eye Joe and the electric slide and blah blah blah. There's a jump rope unit where you learn different types of jump roping. And then for 3 weeks out of the entire school year, 3 weeks, they take you into a gym and they say, this is how you work out. These are the muscles you'll be working out. This is what you do. This is what good cardio does. That should just be gym.
That should be
the whole school is preparing
class.
You for the rest of your life. Newsflash, you're not going to go with a bunch of your friends and do the Cotton Eye Joe for an hour. You're going to go on a treadmill.
You're going to go on a treadmill.
So gym class, and then the other while I'm ranting about it, not obesity itself, but the other half of gym class should be self-defense. I find it fucking crazy that these kids go off to college and most of them have no idea what to do if someone's about to attack them. When we have a class that's dedicated to moving your body. But that's its own can of worms. No, gym class in the school foundation needs to change to be more geared around. Here is how you build a healthy habit, opposed to we are just going to get these kids moving for an hour.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents on it.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think those both would be great changes.
Yeah.
Question 7.
Why hug a hoodie?
Why not? Next.
Why? No, I'm with Ibby on that one. Yeah, I don't fight. Why hug a hoodie? Is this a reference to something?
I don't know. I don't feel like it is. Why hug a hoodie? Okay, my mind is starting to dig into it a little. Hold on. Is the hoodie filled with something? Is it like a hoodie draped over a pillow? Like, because when I read a hoodie, all I'm thinking about is the piece of clothing. Right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about. So why is that the question? It makes you think a little more about it. Is someone wearing it? Then yeah, you should. You should hug it because it makes, well, why? Why not? I'm going back to my original answer of why not.
Why hug a hoodie? Because my girlfriend stole it and she's wearing it now.
Aww. That's kind of cute, actually.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on.
We'll move on. That one we can kind of skip. Number 8. Why in Greco-Roman antiquity were there female poets but apparently no female historians? Sexism?
Sexism.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, to be very, very real about this, sexism as a concept is not as old as people think it is. Ancient civilizations had, like, different, and this is going to sound a little weird, ancient civilizations had an understanding of, like, there wasn't as much going on in the world as there is today. So in ancient antiquity, there were things that men did and things that women did. And, you know, because that was what they wanted to do, because that was what they had to
roles.
do.
Yeah.
They had roles. They had gender roles. Some people think that that's, you know, a broken system. Well, there's a reason that it's existed for 3,500 years, you know, up to this point in human history. It's because it's how it's worked. It's just, this isn't a psychological remark. This isn't a physical remark. It's just how things have worked for, like, 3,500 years.
Yeah.
Is that women had things they did, men had things they did. There were some crossover in some places, and in other places, some men could only do certain things because they were literally the only ones who were large enough and strong enough to do them. And if a woman was that large and that strong, there was no reason for her not to. And there were some things that only women did because they had this genteel, like this kind of genteel spiritual aspect about them. There was this respect for women because they gave birth to everyone in the world. They are the carriers of life. People went to them for wisdom in hard times because they were seen as these authoritative figures in the matters of the mind, in the matters of the heart.
Yeah.
History, to boil it down to its essentials, is note-taking, writing things down, because they happen. Today, I sold a bar of copper to a guy that I didn't really like. It is the oldest complaint note in the history of the world. Today, somebody sold me short on fucking copper. Like, and that's what history is. Right? It's just looking back at everything that has ever been said ever and saying, this person said that. That person did this. This person broke this record in this event. And it's one of those things that, like, I don't think women of the time cared. They wanted to write poetry. They you know, the sapphics of the world and the not the Orphics, you know, the Sapphic was where Sapphic comes from. Sapphic of the ancient Greeks, you know, she was this poet that wrote about bodily like love and function and the heart and the brain and all this other stuff, and like Eros and all this other stuff. She didn't exactly have time to go, today my husband did this, or you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no,
because that would be something that he would have written himself already.
Yeah.
So my answer to this is because women didn't care at that time. They cared more about spreading art in a world where the voice of history was already being fulfilled by men.
Yeah. I will agree with that answer, but if I was in front of an Oxford interviewer right now, my answer would be, this question is wrong, because those poems are now documented history.
Exactly.
They became historians in the long run.
I think that's another and fabulous way to put it.
They became her historians in the wrong run.
I hate that term. Can I say that without being canceled? Can I say that without being canceled? I hate the term herstory.
Herstory?
It's why? Why did we need this? Why? I looked it up a couple episodes ago, and there is a fucking there is a fucking college course in that called itself Herstory 101. Like women in history and their impact on the global world, and I'm like, just call it female history, just call it women's history.
I mean, I think it's a fun, like, it's fun. It's a fun word. It's clever.
I don't know. I don't like it. It's one of those things that I just don't. I don't see a point. Like,
hey Dippy.
Yeah.
We've been going back and forth and rating the questions. I need you to read this next one. I can't fucking read that.
What?
All right, I'll try. Is Orientalism?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Orientalism? Merely a
denunciatory
term, or can the notion generate valuable new approaches to non-European cultures? Isn't this just the first question again?
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit. I'm gonna say to close us out and bring us to the first break, we're gonna skip this one, and when we come back, we will move on to
leather jackets
and fur coats, I guess.
All right.
And welcome back. I'm Dippy.
I'm Dadley.
So we've decided we're going to speed this up a little bit. And like I said at the beginning, if we really hit on a question, then we'll just keep going with it. But if we don't, we're just going to give our simple answer and move on. So, question number 10. Why is a leather jacket more acceptable than a fur coat? That's a loaded question. I think... who determined that leather jackets were more acceptable than fur coats? Well, first of all, I would say... did they already determine that, though?
I don't know. Maybe.
I personally think that a fur coat is just as, if not more acceptable than a leather jacket. I mean, if you really think about it, let me turn this on its head. Leather jackets are made from the skin of animals. fur coats are made from the fur that grows out of their skin.
Yes.
So would you rather skin the animal alive for a leather jacket or just remove its fur for a fur coat?
I think there's a much more simple answer, which is you look at a leather jacket and you don't think, oh my god, that was a cow. But if you see a bunch of cow spots on it, now you're like, oh my god.
Oh my
Like, you
God,
just
there
know,
was a
it's just a
cow.
societal gut reaction. That's all it is.
Yeah, I guess so. That is the simple answer, really, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, is that fur has a more visceral reaction to, oh my god, that was taken from an animal. Then
Yeah,
leather jacket, you
100%.
look at it, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Not to mention, leather's also a lot easier to fake. Like,
Yeah.
or at least it used
Yeah.
to be. Nowadays,
Used to be.
there's a lot of good, what is it, faux?
Faux leather, faux fur. Yeah.
Yeah. Could the EU learn anything from the Roman Empire?
Nope.
Yes.
What could it learn, Dadley, that it doesn't
Their
already do?
concrete recipe.
Fantastic answer. We're moving on.
Yep.
To quote Umberto Eco, or I guess that's what that means, a lunatic is easily recognized. Sooner or later, he brings up the Knights Templar. Discuss.
Well, last time I was at the Knights Templar meeting,
See, I think this would have a little less impact today because the Knights Templar is like a huge part of the Assassin's Creed games.
yeah, you're not. Yeah.
So a lunatic is easily so are we saying that all Assassin's Creed players are lunatics?
Yeah.
Who isn't? Who is an Assassin's Creed player that isn't a lunatic, to be fair?
I will go one step further of like to add to my lunaticness.
Yeah.
I have never played an Assassin's Creed game. I have read the books.
The Assassin's Creed books?
Yeah, Assassin's
That's
Creed is
crazy.
not based on books. They made books to fill in
Off
the
of the
gaps
series,
of the
yeah,
games.
Yeah.
I've read those. I've
That's
never played the
incredible.
games.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay. And
What can
number
we-
13 for the final
Yeah.
question from General Paper 1. What can we learn from Las Vegas?
I can't say, it has to stay there.
Fucking Oh my god. I was gonna say fucking impeccable marketing.
That's
I mean-
honestly, yes.
I mean, what is
Every-
marketing really? But
Every small town in Kansas should be marketed like Las Vegas.
yeah, pretty much. Or you know something that really we absolutely could learn from Vegas: ornamentalism. Making things pretty for no other purpose than to say that you made a pretty thing.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
Like, look at
Look
the
at the Bass
MGM
Pro Shop.
Grand. Look at the Bass Pro Shop pyramid in Memphis. No, but you hit on something
Wildly
really
different.
No, but that's not really that different from what I'm saying.
No,
when
it's
you really
not.
look at
It's-
it.
yeah.
Is that you're saying you made something bigger, more pretty, and more impractical because you could. And
Yeah.
the old times mastered this. You know,
Yes.
like fucking ornamental columns and stonework and brickwork and paintings and all this other stuff. And then we move on through the years and we get these fucking like, this is a red square on a canvas and it's gonna sell for $13 million. And it's like, but it's not pretty! Like,
I'm gonna go backwards in time. Architecture is frozen music. It used to be.
it used to be, yes. See, but even if you look at architecture being frozen music, like the music of nowadays and the architecture of nowadays are
Yeah.
also frozen complements to each other. It's
Yeah.
just like
We
copy,
just-
paste. There
Yeah.
you go.
We just went from symphonies to elevator music. Like,
That's a phenomenal quote, Dadley. Oh my
Thank you.
god. But
All
yeah,
right,
no, we
yeah.
could absolutely learn a little bit of ornamentalism from Vegas. I mean, look at the
We
fucking
can.
Caesar's Palace. Like
Yeah.
Caesar's Palace.
He doesn't
is
even live there.
Such a gorgeous place. Huh?
he didn't even live there.
That is almost on par with, and then they sat down. I sat down. Wow. Okay, so that's general paper 1.
All right.
Oxford, do your thing.
Hire, accept. I was about to say adopt.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, politics 1.
Yeah. I think we can just like look at these and.
Okay. I'm gonna see if there's any of them I want to answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Oh God. Oh God. Another China question. That's weird.
I got none.
I don't want to answer any of these.
I'll say it this way. I have none that I feel like I could do a good bit about, which makes me not want to touch them.
Right, exactly.
Why not?
The only one I will touch on is exactly the one you were just about to say.
Okay, all right, hit me.
Why not uncivil disobedience? I have a genuine, serious, like, very short, genuine, serious answer for this, but if you had a bit, go right ahead.
I do not have a bit, but this is also one that I could go off about this one for a while.
I will say why not. The reason why not is it's well, okay. As soon as I read uncivil disobedience, the first thing I thought of was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I have no idea why, but it's the first thing I went to. And I think that points to how dramatically over-exaggerated uncivil disobedience has become in the news cycle. Like, uncivil disobedience is stuff along those lines. It's attempts on the president's life. It's assassination of political figures. When I read uncivil disobedience, I read political violence, which is probably a problem up here, because I know that uncivil disobedience is basically a lot less important than that. Like, it's a lot more, like, down here than it is up here. But when I read uncivil disobedience, my mind already goes up here. And it's bad enough that it already goes up here that the reason why not is to slow the fuck down, is to stop this sensationalist loop and go back to the news being a puppy was born today. His name is Charles. You know, that kind of thing. Instead of, like, millions dying, you know, like that kind of thing. Because uncivil disobedience is just you're rioting and breaking the law. Like, your laws work, man. I mean, good people would most often agree that laws work. Like, a lot of people don't do very bad things because they're the law. And I'm like, if there were no laws like that, how many more people would die? Is my only question.
So a lot of phrases throughout time have been cut up and used in different notions. The ones I always like to point to: blood is thicker than water. Well, that wasn't the full phrase. Blood is the blood of the blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. Which literally it used to mean the exact opposite of what people use it for nowadays.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the guy's name? Icarus is another one that, like, it's a story that he flew too close to the sun. The rest of that story, he also couldn't fly too low. The mist from the ocean would have dragged down his wings. It's not he flew too close to the sun. It's he didn't understand moderation. That's the original lesson you're supposed to pull from it. Violence is never the answer. Wasn't the full phrase. Violence is never the answer until it's the only answer.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Why not civil disobedience? It fucking worked in Nepal.
No, uncivil disobedience. Just to be
I'm not saying that it would work here. Just bottom line, America is too fucking big for this shit.
Yeah.
Nepal is small enough that actually not a whole lot of people got hurt. And burning a building is a lot better than hurting people. So it boils down to how far are the measures that you need to take? Not like it's a scale.
It's also, America is way, 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 way better than people make it out to be. Like,
Yes.
on a baseline, there is so much more that you are allowed to do in America than you are allowed to do anywhere else. And the only reason that people live anywhere else is because they are okay with the amount of control that is taken away from them.
Yeah. No, and that's something I try to remind people a lot about, because I talk a lot of shit on the US government.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to. I don't have somebody at my door right now saying, you said negative shit about the government. You got to come with us now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm allowed to say shit. Be thankful you're allowed to say shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that's just my own 2 cents on it. Nothing else I want to touch on in this.
Yeah, this is like 10-foot pole type shit.
What's care work? Should the state pay wages for care work?
I think
like child care?
I think that's it's not doctors and nurses, it's the next step down. I think it's like senior care, like baby care, like daycare.
Okay. Yeah.
Like should the state, because the way that you read that question for America is, should the American government do that? And I will always say no. That has to be like local government. That has to be like down more and more. The more and more local you can make that kind of thing.
I can agree with the state paying. Now I can agree with like Connecticut paying.
In an ideal world, yes, a state should be able to do that. But in order to be able to do that, you have to tax the shit out of people, and people don't want to be taxed. I'm just going to say it. People don't want to be taxed.
Just like how we have public schools, we should have public senior citizen homes.
Oh no. Oh God. I mean, that's kind of a thing, isn't it?
Kind of. I don't know enough about it to talk about it. I will say that right now. I don't have enough information.
So I'm gonna say we failed because we only answered 2.
Oh shit! No, Dippy.
Okay, we have to answer one more. We have to find one more.
Is there no Marx without?
There is no Marx without Lenin. Discuss.
Marx was never in the band. It was just John Lennon and the other 3, so it's fine.
Perfect. Moving on. Okay, now I believe this is science. But it could also be general. The title was cut off of this one, so I don't know.
I think more general, because
I think it's more general.
Poetry to children.
Wait, what?
That's it. Why teach poetry to children? Yeah.
Because poetry is beautiful.
We'll get to that. We'll start at the top. Should we bring back woolly mammoths from the dead?
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Why the fuck would you? Why would you import that on people? What?
Yeah. I mean, raise them for cattle, basically.
Okay, imagine an elephant, right? You can imagine an elephant in your head, how big it is.
I'll close my eyes again. Yeah.
Yeah, close your eyes. Imagine how big it is. Yeah. You're standing next to it.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Now imagine that elephant 3 times bigger.
Oh yeah.
With longer tusks and covered in hair.
Wow.
And it's angry at you.
Why is it angry at me? I brought it to life.
It's exactly. Why is it angry at me? I brought it to life. It's their nature. It is literally in a woolly mammoth's nature to be angry and protective of itself because it was literally hunted out of existence.
Yeah, I say raise them for cattle. Eat them.
Do you know how long it would take to domesticize woolly mammoths in that way?
We just raised
thousands
one at a time.
of years. One at a time.
We raise one at a time. We could probably feed like half of Arizona.
That's not how this works. That's not how it works. To domesticize an animal, you have to find a large population.
I just watched Jurassic Park 3 last night.
Woolly mammoth egg. Yeah. Oh my God, no. You have to find a large population to domesticize. And when
we do not bring them back.
No, we should not bring woolly mammoths back from the dead. It would, again, in an ideal world, Yeah, it would be great to raise woolly mammoth for cattle, but like it would be so much harder than people think it's going to
Yeah.
be. Like, oh gosh.
What eligibility rules should apply to athletes
who are transgender
Wow.
or intersex.
Ooh, is this one we want to touch on? Is this one you want to touch on?
Nope.
Okay. I will say
Well,
my two
okay,
cents
no.
then very quick, which is we should just get rid of gender in sports. It is all one league. And before people are like,
See-
no, but that's unfair. I don't fucking care. Also, let them do drugs. I don't care. Like,
Okay. Okay. If you say that, I will say this. First of all,
okay.
I don't have a problem with what you said. It should all be fair and equal. If you want to join, join. Like, whatever. Like, it being put in place like that, at this point, the only reason it's been put in place like that is because of tradition. I think the first female collegiate player of the 2020s that was not a kicker or a punter just got enrolled to that university's football team, and it's a D3 university. It's like lower than like 90% of all university collegiate programs. And it's like, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. When it comes to athletes who are transgender or intersex, when you hear transgender athlete, what do you immediately think of first? I think of a man that transitioned to a woman to play women's sports, which is so unfair to women in sports. It's literally you are putting the physique of a man in the sport full of people with the physique of women.
Yeah.
Physically, there are huge differences in men and women that are biological, scientific, and cannot be disputed on a sociological scale. There are physical differences. Putting a man, someone who was born a man, let me be fair, someone who was born a man, in a sport full of people who were born women doesn't fucking make sense to me. Like, I draw the hard line on the physical level. That it's literally unfair for someone with the physique of a man to compete in a sport with people with the physique of women. That's unfair, and there should not be eligibility. You should be like, if you want to compete with the people of your same physique.
Yeah.
And most of the time, that's like, there's South Park made the joke that like Macho Man Randy Savage identified as a woman to beat up women wrestlers, women boxers, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's the extreme of that argument, is that you will have someone who is literally a bodybuilder who can, by sociological standards, just say, oh, I'm a woman now, and compete with people who are half their size and half their strength. And it's not fair.
Oh, see, that's where... So combat sports is in this weird bubble for me because of weight classes.
Right?
Of like, well, weight classes kind of start to even it out a bit.
Weight classes do even it out a little bit. Because, but there is still the gap between, I think the heaviest of heavyweight women are like featherweight men, I think.
Yes. What, to me, that means a dude in the same weight class as a woman, that's a fair fight. And before, like, yes, there is differences and whatnot. Yeah. As long as it's all in the same weight class. I don't know. I think just get rid of the gender barrier in sports, because come the end of the night,
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with get rid of the gender barrier, but I think the gender barrier is not something that I necessarily think needs to be gotten rid of, because there can be exceptional players in women's sports and men's sports. Have you ever heard of netball?
No.
Netball is a women-only sport that is similar to basketball, but it is more precise. It is more rules proprietary, and they are trying to get it in the Olympics, and they've been failing for years. But I think they absolutely should, because netball is a fascinating sport. Yeah, there's no backboard, and you can't dribble. You have to pass. You have to do very specific things, and you basically have to get up underneath the net and arc the ball in because there's no
Yes.
backboard. It's so much harder than basketball, and only women do it, and I think it's phenomenal. Netball's a
Looking at
great
the ball
sport.
they use, and it's like closer to a volleyball than a basketball.
Right. Yeah, it's so specifically different than basketball, but it has all the same markers. Like,
Yeah.
throw a ball into a net, score points. And it's, you know, I think that's brilliant. Like, sports that are designed specifically for women to do, like that, you know, I have no problem with that either. It encourages excellence on both sides of the gender spectrum, both extreme sides, I'll say, of the gender spectrum, where males can exceed in male dominant sports and females can succeed in female dominant sports. And there are already so many sports that are agender specific, you know, like track and field sports. A lot of the track and field sports, they are still split up between men and women, but like anyone can compete in the same events. You know what I mean? Like everyone, they can all compete in the 100-meter sprint or the 400-meter sprint, whatever it is, right?
The last thing I will add on this,
Yeah,
it's kind of tangent of I remember being so sad that I wasn't allowed to play field hockey in high school.
Oh, deadly.
It sounded so much fun, and there's only girls leagues for it near me. I'm like, but field hockey sounds like a fucking blast.
Well, field hockey.
What do you mean I
is
get
a
to play
great sport.
hockey, not on skates? Like,
Yeah.
all right, what's wrong with the Oscars?
Oh God, I could go off on this for hours.
I can't, so by all means.
My short answer is that it has gotten too political. Why are we injecting political ideology? Why are we? I don't want to say ideology. Everyone has their own ideology. Why are we injecting radical political agendas into an award ceremony for movies? Now, I will say this specifically. There are movies that are designed, every piece of art is telling the viewer something.
Yes.
And a lot of the time, what it is telling the viewer is a viewpoint of an ideology that they want to express, right? Like Come and See is a great example of a movie made by a Belarusian filmmaker or something similar about World War II that showed people just exactly how horrifying World War II was to the common man.
Yes.
And it's one of the greatest anti-war films I have ever seen. It's brilliant. But the guy that made that, first of all, wasn't even nominated for an Oscar, which is a crime. It's kind of a cult classic in its own right. It's a Criterion Collection movie now. You can go and see, I think you can go and watch it on the Criterion channel, or you can own the physical copy like I do. It's a phenomenal movie if you really want to be, like, scared of war. But if that guy accepted an award for that movie, his movie already did all the talking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can't go up on the Oscar stage accepting an award for a movie. What's a good example? Accepting an award for a movie about a guy surviving in the Arctic wilderness by cutting out the insides of a bear, or fighting a bear, I should say. The Revenant.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't go up on that stage and espouse your political belief over immigration control or something, or some shit that has nothing to do with the fucking movie that you acted in. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it. Yeah.
It has become a stage. It has become a pissing contest of my political activism is better than your political activism in an award show talking about movies. Now, last year, One Battle After Another won the award for Best Picture. I watched One Battle After Another. It, in no uncertain terms, condones political violence as a means to an end. And I disagreed with that, and I knocked a lot of points off of that movie for that. But the rest of the movie, after the introductory part where we get to know these characters as revolutionaries, the part where Leo picks up the torch, not the torch, but picks up the story of trying to find his daughter, at a basal level, that story is something that anyone can connect with. Anyone who is a father or anyone who wants to have kids can connect with. But all of the painting and imagery around it is radical political violence and revolutionaryism is one of the only solutions to get anything done in the political climate that we have nowadays, which sidesteps all of the political discourse and atmosphere in the system that we currently have to just say, fuck it, burn it all down, start it again. You know, which is not the way to, I'll just say it, it's not the best way to indoctrinate everyone to agree with you if you're killing their neighbors because they disagree with you.
Yeah.
You have to get back to like civility and things like that. So what's wrong with the Oscars is that it's a pissing contest. And it needs to go back to being, let's appreciate the craft of these movies, not the messages that they're sending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It used to celebrate the technical craft of film.
And
message has nothing to do with craft. Sorry.
No, just what I think is wrong with the Oscars is they've never invited the Dapper D's to host.
Get on that shit. I would be a phenomenal Oscar host, I think.
After all of that.
After all of that. Okay. Wow.
Should we give what we can?
At a basal level, what we can, as it is defined in my brain, is what you are able to give without endangering yourself.
That, yes.
And in that prospect, I agree, we should.
I literally was gonna say, like, yes, but understand what you can.
Yes.
I would like $1.
And give what you can. Oh gosh. The oppressed will always believe the worst about themselves. I skipped a question. I just realized.
You did. Do homosexuals have responsibility?
No.
Do Homo sapiens have responsibilities to other species?
No. I don't necessarily believe that we do. I think responsibilities to other species. Yes. In the grand scheme of things, no. I don't believe we do. I believe nature runs its course. I think we are responsible for what we do that affects other species, but we are not our other species keeper. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm not sitting here thinking about everything that I can do for a lowland gorilla in Brazil that is eating a berry right now and sniffing its butt. I'm not sitting here thinking that. So at my basal level, no, we don't have responsibilities to other species. We have responsibilities to ourselves that affect other species, but we are not beholden to other species.
I think the second humans decided that this Earth is for us and only us, we had a responsibility to the other things on the Earth. I think if we want to claim that this world is ours, we have to claim everything that's on it.
Okay, that's fair. I can imagine a whole bunch of people that say that the world is not ours.
Yeah, which for those people, it is not your responsibility. Yeah. That is your courtesy. Mm. But if you sincerely think that this globe that we're on is ours to fiddle with and mine and do what we please with, then you have to do what you can to keep it here as we are. And that includes the polar bears and the ants. Like, we have no responsibility to mosquitoes. Fuck those things.
But Dadley, they're one of the most important parts of the food chain.
They're actually
feed.
not.
Exactly.
I was just
What?
down a rabbit hole of like, do gnats serve any purpose on this earth?
I think they're a food service for maybe like 1% of species. I think.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Which is still a lot of species. What, if any, limitations on immigration are defensible? Okay.
Sickness. Right off the back, just gut reaction. Sickness.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll come up with more things as I think.
Yes.
But that's the one that like is the gut answer.
So the people in Spain shouldn't have been let off the boat?
Don't fucking get me started.
Red button, blue button.
I almost had an anxiety
Do you know?
attack.
Okay, listen to me. Do you know how many videos I saw that were parodying the people that were pressing the blue button, being like, "We have to save all of our, we have responsibilities to save all of our fellow man," and then the guy comes in and says, "Hey, they let all those people off the boat," and they're like, "No!"
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like, and my gut reaction to that was, that's what you voted for.
Yeah.
That's what your decision was. And you need to stick with it. And I stick with it. I say, yes, they should have, the opportunity, because I'll be very frank, a boat is not equipped to hold people for 8 weeks. It's equipped to hold people for 1 at the most, maybe 2 if it's a large cruise ship, if it's designed to do that.
Yes.
The ship that these people were on was not
tiny.
designed for that. There was
a week was even pushing it. Yeah.
There was no way that we were ever going to let those people stay on that boat for 8 fucking weeks.
Yeah. No, it was unfeasible. To be fair, though, I do think they shouldn't have been off the boat and just let out into the world. Like, there should have been some sort of screening process of, like, are you nauseous? Oh, you are?
Well, there should have been,
don't go in the crowd right now.
There should have been a holding facility so that they could vet who is a good actor and who's actually going to...
I'm talking about clinical sickness, not morality. I'm talking about things you can factually calculate. Do you have a fever? Like,
yes, and a lot of other people would say that you can factually calculate when someone is trying to enter a country to do harm to it.
I see, but that's harder to calculate.
It's harder, but you can calculate it.
Can you? You can guess. You can guesstimate.
You can guess whether someone is transmissible.
That's a good fucking point. You are right about that.
We should move on. We should move on.
Yeah, okay. Right.
we should move on. The oppressed will always believe the worst about themselves.
I saw Les Mis. This is not true.
Great answer. Next. Why are conspiracy theories so enduring?
Because you can't prove them wrong.
No, that's not how this works. Burden of proof is so funny because it goes both ways. You have to when a conspiracy theorist asks you, have you ever seen it proven wrong? You just look at them and go, have you ever seen your theory proven right? Like,
yeah,
that kind of thing. Conspiracy theories. First of all, I discovered the Reddit r/low impact conspiracy theories when we were researching for red button blue button for Dono D. Jenkins Learns More About Himself, and someone said on r/low stake conspiracy theories that red button blue button was a psyop designed to out all the sociopaths.
Yes.
And first of all, automatically assuming that someone pressing the red button is a sociopath is fucking weird, man. Like, it's not that deep. But second of all, r/low stake conspiracy theories is very, very strange. Like, there are things on there that you just have to see to believe.
Looking it up right now. All right.
We could turn this into a whole nother segment on this episode specifically. I don't want to because some of these.
I mean, I did, right off the back,
let's talk about
the one that pops up is the Donald Trump animatronic at Disney. How they were so sure that Hillary Clinton was gonna win that they had to remodel it.
Oh, I've heard that before.
And
I've
that's
heard
why
that,
it looks so bad.
I 1000% believe that was supposed to be a Hillary Clinton animatronic,
Absolutely.
and then Trump won, and they had no idea what to do. I know for certain, in my head at least, I know for certain that's exactly what they thought. They were like they were engineering a Hillary victory, and then Trump came in and won despite all of the political engineering that was in place, and they were like, fuck, what do we do now? Like,
oh, they purposely made a bad Animal Farm movie to discourage revolution.
Oh god.
Wow, because the new Animal Farm movie is trash.
I haven't seen it. I wouldn't be.
I've heard bad things about it. It's sitting at a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? Oh god.
Yes.
Ugh.
Kim Jong-un is transgendered.
What the fuck? Kim Jong-un is
Okay,
transgendered.
I have to close this tab. This will be the rest of my night.
You have to. Number 9. If Margaret Thatcher and Nelson Mandela had died on the same day, whose death should the BBC have reported as its top story? Do you know who Margaret Thatcher is?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't.
Do you know who Nelson Mandela is?
Yeah, didn't he die?
Yeah. Deadly, they're both dead.
All right, Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher was a very heavily conservative.
Prime Minister.
She was a very heavily conservative Prime Minister of the UK, and she, a lot of people dislike Margaret Thatcher over in the UK.
Okay.
The same people who, let me put it to you this way: a lot of the people that imagine the people that dislike Trump nowadays.
Okay.
Make them put them in the 80s and in the UK, and those same, but don't change anything about their beliefs at all, and those people would probably hate Margaret Thatcher. Like,
got it. All right.
Like, an anti-Trumper is probably an anti-Margaret Thatcher in 9 cases out of 10 is my thought. I'm not going to comment on this because I don't know enough about either of them. I really don't.
Same.
Why teach poetry to children? Because poetry is beautiful.
Because they like to rhyme.
Because they like to rhyme. Because poetry, because I think just as much as you would teach any artistic form to children, you can teach poetry to children. What was that one dichotomy? Naivete versus it's like naive art versus constructed art or professional art or whatever it is. Like, the artists that are so good at what they do that they can circle all the way back around and purposefully make something look like it was drawn by a child.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Apply that, but to like actual children. Like, children should know, and plus there are plenty of important objective things that you learn from poetry as well, like sentence structure and rhyming and phonics and all these other things. Like, why do words work well together? That was a good example. Why do words work so well together? See, a little bit of alliteration in there.
Yeah.
I guess my answer would be, why not? It's just like,
I mean, everybody needs a way to express themselves.
Yeah. Poetry is a phenomenal way to express yourself.
Yeah. Poetry. And then, like, how else are 19-year-olds going to find inspirations for their first tattoo? I still kind of want to get a tattoo that says, hope is that thing with feathers.
Aww.
I do. I love phenomenal poem. We live in a society.
I got you, Deadly. We live in a society exquisitely dependent on science and technology, in which hardly anyone knows anything about science and technology. Quote, Carl Sagan. Does this matter?
No, who the fuck listens to Carl Sagan?
Science is a giant blue ball.
I hate how good that was.
Science
It was actually pretty good too.
I know, right?
You pull out the most random impersonations. Like,
my voice is my greatest tool.
yeah.
I think it's very important that some people know the ins and outs of the latest science and technology, no matter what that science and technology is, because as long as some people know, the rest don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more and more important that the general public's knowledge of technology is growing. But that's also just because technology is growing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
and that's true of any time period.
Yeah. A great example would be the car. When cars were invented, they were easy to work on, and the standard person could work on their car.
Yeah.
As cars evolved, our knowledge of cars as a society has evolved with it. So as long as we are keeping that pace, it's fine. I think we are falling behind on that pace now, which is the issue.
Maybe a little.
There's a this is gonna out me a little bit. I used to love Joe Rogan. I was a big Joe Rogan head.
Okay.
And he had a quote from one of his stand-up specials I still think about often, which is like, you really think you know anything? Do you understand this world at all? I'm gonna put you in the woods. How long until you send me an email?
That's a great quote, actually.
It is. I like that. And that's what it boils down to.
How long until you send me an email?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man.
It just makes you think. It genuinely makes you sit back.
Yeah.
Or the dude, did you follow this series of the guy that made a chicken sandwich from scratch?
What do you mean? Made a chicken sandwich from scratch? Like grew his own chicken,
grew his own chicken and lettuce and pickles, and also like got his own salt from the ocean and yeast, and like it was around like $12,000 to make one chicken sandwich that by the end of the series, he looks at the camera and goes, yeah, it's fine.
Oh my God.
12... It was a big statement about like, how good the world's trading systems are.
Yeah.
Like, fascinating video.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought it up. I don't know where I was going with this.
I was thinking more about the video. I was thinking more about the scientific paper about a guy who made a toaster from scratch.
Also something I love.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Like, how do you make plastic? How do you make metal heating elements? How do you make a wire how do you make a wire that connects to a power grid without exploding? Like, that kind of thing. Oh,
also fascinating.
God. And the toaster looked so shitty by the end of it. It looked so bad. And it really puts perspective into, my God, the world is so much better than we give it credit for. Like, the world as a collective is so much better than we give it credit for.
What's making me chuckle even just a little bit harder is imagining an Oxford person in front of us giving us this interview. Yeah. And we just start talking about this shit.
No, the interviewer finishes reading this question, and you just look him directly in the eyes and go, do you see that guy on TikTok that made his own chicken sandwich?
He didn't even live there. All right.
Oh my God. Wow. These are great. I love most of what we have talked about so far. Why are top female tennis players so much more prominent than top female football, in this case, soccer players?
I mean, right off the gut answer is because it's a single sport. It's a lot easier to watch this person opposed to a team of people.
Or doubles.
Or double, which is still a lot less people. It's more marketable to market that person than to market a team.
I agree.
That's why most people can't name more than 3 or 4 players on their favorite football team. Like
their favorite, like, soccer team,
Yeah, so that's just my own
I agree.
would say that's the answer. Yeah.
To photograph is to confer importance, by Susan Sontag. Discuss.
I'm gonna send you a photo.
Is it important?
Well, that's gonna. So my little brother went to prom on Friday, on Saturday.
Congratulations.
Yes. And so we're taking photos, and I was told, oh my God, we didn't get a close up. So this is the photo I took.
That's fucking for those viewing the stream. Actually, I can just put it up here. There you go.
It doesn't show enough about. Oh,
this,
yeah,
this is a photo that he's talking about. Dude, how phenomenal is that? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Get timed out, nerd. There you go. All right.
Does this show? I don't even remember what the question was.
Does this confer importance?
No.
Well, actually, I would disagree. Because you know what importance is conferred by this photograph?
Yeah.
Mean what you say and say what you mean.
I think
it's important that your brother should have said. Your brother should have been a little more specific. Knowing
it wasn't him that said it. He also leaned into the bit. Thank God.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Yeah. But whoever it was, you know, the importance conveyed is that you have a sense of humor. That's what's important about this photograph.
I think this quote meant something before we all had 4K cameras in our pocket.
Oh God.
Like, being real,
yeah.
I think when you had to pay for every single photo with film and take the time to develop it and stand there with it and be proud of it, I think this quote meant something.
Yeah.
Now I can take a photo of anything in my room right now. It does not mean that it is implying anything of nature. So
this is where we're going to disagree again, Dapley.
Ooh, okay.
Because I, the video and film production student, had to work with moving picture. And a moving picture confers like 60 frames of importance every second. And you got to make sure that it looks, you know, whatever. I think the ideology of having a camera in your pocket that you can take a picture of whatever you want. Think of, like, take a picture of anything in your room right now, and then think of everything in that picture that is in your room that you didn't take a picture of.
Okay. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take a picture of that.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a heavy zoom on your phone. My God. That's such a big zoom.
It goes up to 100 times.
What the fuck? 100 times zoom?
Yeah, I bought this phone just for the camera. Like, sincerely.
There you go. But yeah, again, every photo that you take there, you think about what is centered in that photo. What is the subject of that photo? No matter, even if it's a nonsense photo, what is the subject of that photo? And then you think about everything that is in your room that's not in that photo. And whatever you decided to take a picture of was more important in your brain for one reason or another, that you had to have a photograph of it. Like,
no, that's fair.
Even if it's for this bit, even if it's for the next 2 minutes, even if it's for the next 2 months, the next 2 years, the rest of your life. The longer you hold on to a photo, the more important it is. But but every photo that you take is leaving something out.
Yeah. All right, I can see that, yeah.
Even when you have a satellite in space that can take a photo of the entirety of the Earth, you are still only photographing less than half of what the Earth has to offer.
Yeah.
The most that you can see with any single image of the Earth at any one time is 49% of the Earth's surface, because of the nature of it being a sphere. The equator of the equator that the photo does not capture is larger around the side that you can't see than it is that you can see.
That's fair.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's why my life goal, what I want to do for my career, is to be behind a camera. Because of this quote. Maybe not up to this point, this quote, but this quote is like half of why I want to be a guy behind a camera. Because it is what is everything that is shot with a camera is important to someone for some reason.
Yeah.
And it could be incriminating photos to tear someone down, or illustrious photos to lift someone up. It can be a video of your last moments with your mother, or a video of your first moments with your firstborn child. It could be anything that has some importance to whoever was behind that camera, or whoever is paying someone to be behind a camera.
Very well said. Yeah.
I love that question. That's the best question we've had so far. That's the best answer I think I've given so far.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
Would it matter if newspapers ceased to be printed?
No.
I mean, people would lose their jobs.
Yeah, some people would lose. Okay. To make this answer short and sweet, because we are about to enter one more break, I'm going to say, yeah, we're going to speed through this last one here because they're a lot shorter questions. We can skip the last couple of ones down here because they're mostly British. Except maybe
streaming
this
service
one.
is good for music.
We'll
It's
hit that
good.
one when we come back.
Okay. All right.
But to answer, would it matter if newspapers ceases to be printed? Most people's news has always been like, it has been word of mouth, whether they read it out of a newspaper or saw it on television. And in our modern world, I think less than 10% of the population has their primary source of news being a newspaper. Because everyone has access to, everyone that cares about the news has access to a computer, has access to the internet, or has access to a television displaying the news. Yeah. I think modern times have moved on from the need for a newspaper, in my opinion.
If it's all newspapers at once, like, yes, because I still think there is very much a market and a need for local papers.
That is true. I believe that.
Yeah. Besides that, like, yeah, people would lose their jobs, and that's about it. Like,
yeah.
So local papers and people would lose their jobs. It matters, just not that much.
It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Nothing does.
So when we come back, we'll hit one more question on this one, and then we know what happens to people who stay in the middle of the road. They get run down. Jesus. We are not going to hit that question. We're going to hit one more question on this paper, and then we'll hit the much shorter questions when we come back from this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hello, everybody. I'm Dippy.
I'm Dadley.
And we're...
Don't worry, I have my license.
Door.
We're doing this Oxford quiz. We got very off topic during the break.
Oh my god.
Is streaming good for music?
Our streaming service is good for music.
It's good for music, bad for the musician.
Get into it a little bit. I've gotten into it on a bunch of these.
I did radio. What is it? Video killed the radio star. Spotify killed the radio. Like killed the video star.
Oh.
Like they did. No, it's. I mean, musicians make no fucking money from streaming, and now nobody buys CDs anymore, and it is sad, and it's also very much changed the industry because now so many less albums are being made. It's just single, and then a single, and then a single, and maybe an EP, and then a single. Especially this time of year where we're getting into summer, and it's just a bunch of we need the summer hit. It is changing the way of music. I would not say, honestly, the real answer is it's not good or bad. It's just what happens as time goes on. Like,
interesting. Okay.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Oh, I do like the last one on this one, though.
Which concept is more fundamental? Shape or color? Shape. I don't need my eyesight to understand shape.
Oh,
it's more fundamental.
Really...
You learn shape before you learn color. It's not does the green go in the green hole. It's does the circle go in the circle hole.
That's No, you're right. I have no argument against that.
Yeah, okay.
I have no argument against that because initially my first thought was color, and then you said, "Oh, you can be blind and understand shape." You can only if you have three-dimensional forms to work with. Because if shape is talking about on a piece of paper,
you are right. Yeah.
You know, if no, but like three topologically, shape is always more important than color. You know what? You're right. I have no argument for you.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Moving on. Now we have a bunch of short questions, not super philosophical ones, just short questions. Is ignorance bliss?
I don't know.
Badly. Did you have that one locked and loaded?
No.
You? That was fucking brilliant. That's literally the best answer you could have given. Oh my
I
god.
can't lie, I'm really proud of that.
It's
Yeah, no,
ignorance of
I'm
bliss.
proud of me.
I don't know. That's fucking brilliant. I clipped it.
Yeah, thank you. All my shit froze again. Every time I go onto Twitch now, it freezes.
That's weird. I don't know. Okay.
Is ignorance bliss, Dippy?
Yes, but for the wrong reason.
Okay, fair.
I think ignorance as a concept. Ignorance is you are willingly unwilling to learn something. Think about that for a second. You are willingly unwilling to learn something. You refuse to learn something. Whether or not these people are, whether or not these people are operating functionably, or whether or not my coffee is ground correctly, that kind of thing. The level of ignorance that you display changes the level of your bliss, but exponentially slower the more ignorant you are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know how the sausage is made, but I need to know that it came from a good place, like a clean place, like a sanitary place, so that I don't have to have it recalled for one reason or another. But I don't need to know how it's made. I don't need to know certain things to be happy. But if I did know them, I would be maybe less happy, but I would still keep living my life.
Yeah. I think I've said this anecdote before, that when I was first leaving the Christian church, my mother made it very clear that Sundays were meant for religious study, and that she gave me the willingness to learn about other religions while she was at church.
Oh.
And being an edgy teenager, I learned a good amount about the Satanic Church.
Oh, God.
Well, I find it fascinating to this day that the number one sin, I don't remember what they call them in the Satanic Church, is ignorance. Is choosing ignorance is the worst thing you can do in the eyes of the Satanic Church.
Huh.
Yes. They have a bunch of cardinals, I think they call them. They believe in an eye for an eye. If you're in a guest house, you treat them with the most respect. Stuff like that. But yeah, the number one, their top of the 10 commandments is never to be ignorant. Fascinating to me. But yeah, is ignorance is bliss, but bliss isn't what you want all the time.
That's also very good.
Why do we spend money on public art?
Why spend money on public art? In what context are we talking about here? Are we talking about an art piece displayed in public that you paid for and wanted to be there, or paying admission for a ticket to go see a piece of art in a museum?
I don't know. It's 6 words.
Too convoluted. Six
why
were
not?
too many.
6 were too many. Defend tweeting.
Defend tweeting. Why spend money on public? I mean,
I personally,
in the way that how are you choosing to interpret it?
Oh, I mean, I'll just riff off both of yours for a second. If as a society, as like a government spending money on public art, it is because you hopefully are bettering your community. You shouldn't be like, I don't like it.
It's interesting that you automatically honed in on and assumed I meant government.
So I do. That's what I'm taking it as.
Sure.
Your people, whether that is your local government, and I do mean local, not state government, like United,
like city,
your
town.
local government, I think should be spending money on art by local artists.
Yeah.
It should be a support system.
Yeah.
If you are spending a bunch of money from an artist to fly from the other fucking across the country, you're doing it stupid. Flip side of things, I just like going to art museums, man. They're fun.
I do too.
They're a good third space, and they're normally pretty fucking cheap. Like,
number 3, defend tweeting. No. Next question.
it's called Xing now, Dad.
But yeah, my response would be no.
No.
Next question.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
When is charity wrong? Ooh, there's a good quote that my mother always told me.
Oh,
that
okay, I would love to hear it.
My mother told me that her father, my grandfather, told her, if they need it and I don't give it, shame on me. If they don't need it and I give it, shame on them.
Oh, I do like that.
It's one of those where it's like bad actors, right?
Yes.
See, that is my overarching answer for this question is bad actors. There are people who are trying to take advantage of your kindness for their own personal gain and nothing else. That's when charity is wrong. Because it's also not charity at that point. It is you being swindled. You are being manipulated to give something that you should not have given if you had thought about it critically. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I want to just want to stress, not arguing against that. I totally agree. Yeah. But charity is also wrong when you yourself are in need of it. Take care of yourself first.
That's also
Put your oxygen mask on first.
That's also true.
Because you can help whoever you want to help a lot better when you are doing better.
I'm already locked in for this next one.
Are there too many books?
Yes.
Oh, no. Yeah, there are?
Yes, there are. But that's not a bad thing. It is. There are.
Okay, all right. I'm back around.
Yeah. So it's yes, there are way too many books. There is a book. Well, there are probably books for both sides of this spectrum. But there is a book that I famously saw called Reasons to Vote for the Democratic Party, and you open it up and it's entirely blank. And does
that even count as a book then?
There are. Does a journal count as a book? Does a diary count as a book?
No, not to me.
What do you mean? It's okay. Physically, cover, pages, cover, spine is a book, right?
Oh, see, to me, a book has to be like a book is something that you have in your possession that somebody else wrote. I mean, you can write your own books, obviously, right? But it's like for the purpose of being read by others. Mm-hmm. That nothing about that has a purpose of being read in general.
Okay, that's interesting. That's just a different interpretation. It's just a different interpretation of the word book.
That's fair.
Then.
What's the definition of book? What's the Oxford Dictionary?
Is the Oxford Dictionary? Hold on. Oxford I can't fucking type. There we go. Oxford Dictionary. Here we go. OED. Book. A portable volume consisting of a... Oh my god. Where did the definition go? See meaning and use. What? Please sign in to purchase a subscription. Are you kidding me?
Oxford! Why do I have to pay for your dictionary?
What? I mean, you have to pay for a physical dictionary, but at least once you paid for the dictionary, you get it. Hold on. If there isn't a one-time purchase option here, then you are being facetious.
Nope.
$100 for 1 year. What? That's bullshit. Oxford, get your shit together. What the fuck? Okay, I'll go to a free dictionary then. Unless, hold on. No.
The Oxford Learner's Dictionary has it for free. A set of printed pages that are fastened inside a cover so that you can turn them and read them.
So Dadley wins the point for that one. I'll put the imaginary point on Dadley's screen for this one. Okay. I'm not doing it. I don't know what you're waiting for. Oh, that's scary. Does Google know us better? I forgot you made that.
I got 2 points, actually.
2 points. 2 points. All right.
All right.
Does Google know us better than we do?
No.
No.
My Google does not. Mostly because other people use my Google.
Yeah, my Google doesn't either. And I'm also, just as a general rule, no, it can't. There isn't a way for it to do so because of secrets, because of personal information,
Because of incognito mode.
because of incognito mode. Then that's all you have to say about that. Number 7, are old masters overrated? I think that means
I'm not a golf fan.
Oh, Dad, like, you're really killing me this episode. It's fucking phenomenal. Some of these answers that you come up with for these are old masters overrated. I'm not a fan of golf. That's just like the Avatar face meme. Like,
Dementia.
old masters? How long ago we talking? Oh,
are old masters overrated? No, I sincerely would love to go to those people library nights.
People library nights?
It's where a bunch of old people sit in a library and you just sit next to them and you hear their life story.
Oh, that would be fun.
I know, right?
But yeah, old masters, I think in a general consensus of the ones who conquered the art form before those who innovated after them, you know, like Da Vinci and, you know, and others in that ilk, right? I don't think they're overrated at all. I think they had to establish the foundations for a reason. Like, you know, even if those foundations were already there, someone had to stumble across them, and they got the credit for doing so. And I think that means something.
All right. What is a gift?
Oh. Oxford Dictionary. Do I even have a dictionary? No, I don't have one in here. A gift. Okay. Okay. 10 words or less. Come up with an answer.
Okay. Given without, is that 1 or 2 words?
It's 1.
Okay. Given without expectation of anything in return, with some thought. Because I make a lot of jokes. I don't think a gift card is actually much of a gift. I mean, it can be, but you know what I mean. Like, with some thought. Like, it needs that thought. If I hand you a rock, it's not a gift.
I can think of a way a rock could be a gift.
You can't. And then there you go. You put some thought in.
Yeah. No,
okay,
but
go for it.
Thoughtful token of relationship given without expectation of return.
Yeah. Bitch.
Motherfucker. No. But yeah, I think the 10 words you came up with were fucking brilliant. I agree.
I appreciate that.
Almost wholeheartedly. Given without the expectation of something in return, that with some thought, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's 100% what a gift is. I think, you know, you give something, it's out of the goodness of your heart. It is as a token of whatever relationship you are giving the gift within, whether that's son to mother, whether that's brother to brother, whether that's, you know, husband to wife or friend to friend, you know, that kind of thing. I think, you know, a gift can be anything as long as it has that thought put into it. Yeah, that we can agree on. Can
literacy competition be fair?
Can a literary competition be fair?
Yes. Literacy
competition. And last place in the literacy competition, Deadly J. Jenkins.
Yes, if you have 10 or more judges.
Is this a competition of writing, or is it a competition of...
I'm thinking like Pulitzer Prize. That's where my brain was.
Oh, yeah, then absolutely. Yeah. I think as long as you have a large judging base, then yeah, it absolutely can be. Are consumers in search of bargains complicit in modern slavery?
Would you rather be a vampire or a zombie?
Okay. Short answer. No.
10 words or less.
No.
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 No,
I don't believe so.
There are definitely issues in the supply chain still to this day.
Yeah.
That have not been, like, genuine, very much a swept under the rug, have not been discussed as much as I think should be.
My point on that.
Yeah.
Before you get too far into your point, I know what point you're going for, but my point on that. If you remove some, if not all, of these supply chain issues, the supply chain will fall apart.
Yeah,
without a plan to replace it.
You are absolutely right. Complicit?
No.
Is such a... I think... Oof.
You would actively have to be celebrating the cheapness of an item to be complicit. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
When complicity in an act such as that would be if you are celebrating it, I think.
Oh, see, complicit is so far below celebrate to me. Like, complicit is just doing it. And I think everyone is, in some state, a bit complicit. And
yeah, but then everybody would be complicit in it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think everybody is.
But what are you as an individual going to fucking do about that? Really?
Nothing. That's why I'm complicit.
Exactly.
I can say yes.
This question is designed to make you feel bad, and I don't like it.
It is. It's designed to make you question this shit. Buy local honey.
Yeah.
Oh no, now the bees are slaves. Yeah.
So you're complicit in bee slavery then.
Jerry Seinfeld warned me of this.
Oh my god. Would you rather be a vampire or a zombie?
Vampire.
Really?
I don't want to rot.
Okay, yeah, that, but also, there are so many more restrictions on vampirism. Like, you gotta be invited into places. This is really, you know what this question is deep down?
What?
Zombies are, they are the carefree, they have no control over them whatsoever. They are unbeholden to the world, and they are basically just, wandering around in it, but their internal function is so low that you can't enjoy it, versus a vampire, which has all the internal control that you could possibly ask for, with so many limitations on what you can do with it.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would appreciate my freedom as a zombie.
Yes.
It would have to come down to others appreciating the freedom that I would now have.
If you ever turn into a vampire, you're welcome at my house. I don't know if that's how the rules work, but
thank you.
You are welcome.
And if you turn into a vampire, you are welcome in mine.
I'm gonna eat you now.
Oh! All right.
Do we value our security too highly?
I don't think we value it highly enough. Moving on.
I agree with that full-heartedly.
Is it possible to imagine a society without law?
I do it every day.
It's called Mad Max. Moving on.
Yeah?
What is the point of voting?
I thought this had vomiting.
Moving on. When, if ever, should one prioritize form over function?
In your living space, you want things that look nice. If you end up not sitting in that one chair, but you like looking at it, so be it.
Moving on. Are emotions irrational? Yes, they're designed to be.
Yeah, they're in the best way. Yeah.
Does it matter if we are alone in the universe? Oh.
No.
Really?
Right now, like, it did. Whether or not there's an alien somewhere thousands of light years away, we're still doing this.
I mean, yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. It doesn't matter to me either, but it would be so funny if we weren't.
Like, oh yeah, no, it would be great. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. That's Are there topics one should not joke about? No, there are not.
So the short answer is no. The little bit longer answer is know your audience.
Yeah.
Like there's some space, like a really good example is I may have recently gone to a funeral and cracked some jokes that nobody appreciated.
Oh, God.
It's not that there shouldn't have been jokes made, or even that those jokes shouldn't have been made.
Right.
But know your audience and know the time and place.
Yeah.
We make 9/11 jokes on this channel. We don't even hide it at this point. I don't think we'd be making those jokes if we were in the middle of cleaning the rubble.
No.
A week later, maybe.
I was about to say, although I can see a Family Guy sketch, a Family Guy cutaway of this is worse than the guy who tried to make light of 9/11, and it's just a bunch of people like cleaning up the rubble, like in that animation style. Just they're literally like pushing a broom when that doesn't make any sense or whatever. And one guy puts his broom on one end, and he was just like comes up with some amazing one-liner contemporary to the situation, and then like another body part just falls from above screen down in front of them, and the guy in a firefighter hat looks at him and goes, "Are you happy now?" And he goes, "No, I'm not," and goes back to sweeping. I
can see that. Yeah,
that would be so funny though. I can't imagine anyone could have possibly made a joke in the moment until you think about it for more than 5 seconds, and you can imagine somebody who would have made a joke in that moment.
It's until you remember every New York firefighter was there.
Wait, is that true?
I mean, basically, the New York City firefighters, they all collectively win. Not to mention as well, like they pulled from other districts and whatnot. That group definitely took the job serious and did a great job. But stereotypically, that group would have at least cracked a joke.
Oh my God. No. You know what I immediately thought of when you said every New York firefighter was there? I was like, then who's taking care of all the other fires around the city?
That's fair.
Oh, God. Compare a contemporary political leader to a character in mythology. Who was the guy in the barrel? Who was the guy living out of a barrel? The guy, the philosopher. That
I have no idea.
That held a naked chicken up to Aristotle and said, "Behold a man." What was that guy's name? Diogenes? Is that Diogenes?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Vermin Supreme is Diogenes.
I don't know who Vermin Supreme is.
You don't know who Okay. We're taking a very quick detour to learn a little tiny bit about Vermin Supreme and his campaign to become president of the United States. So this is the most common picture of Vermin Supreme you'll find.
I do know. Okay, yes.
Okay, you know who Vermin Supreme is now. Okay, yeah. Vermin Supreme 100% is Vermin Supreme is 100% Diogenes.
Is that a mythical character though?
Depending on how you look at it.
Okay, fair. No, my gut reaction was that the Ukraine president that played
Volodymyr Zelensky?
Yeah, he played a president on TV and then got the job as real president. Did you not know this about him?
I did not know that.
He was an actor. He played the president on TV so well they elected him president. And then got thrown into this war. I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, wow.
Wild story. I can't wait for him to write a book one day.
Sorry. Just to very quickly touch on Vermin Supreme before we get into this. Supreme is known for wearing a boot as a hat and carrying a large toothbrush, and has said that if he's elected president of the United States, he will pass a law requiring people to brush their teeth. He is campaigning on the platform of zombie apocalypse awareness and time travel research, and promised a free pony for every American.
Well, that's not feasible.
Yeah. Exactly. Vermin Supreme is Diogenes.
So the president of Ukraine is definitely like Hermes. Hermes was just like, yeah, I want to
Ooh.
run real fast. And the gods were like, do our bidding. And he's like, what? Okay, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, in his description of his birth in Mythos, Stephen Fry's mythology book, is very much like, oh, hey, when did you get here? I was just fixing up this piece of shit that was left in my crib. And it was
Yeah, he was
one
like a
of
prodigy
Hephaestus's,
child. Yeah.
and it was like one of Hephaestus's inventions that was like broken and he fixed it. And it was like, only the gods could know how to fix something like this. And he was like, oh, is that right? Well, I guess I'm a god now. And he like, he basically turned into a god.
Yeah.
In Greek mythology because he willed it so. Like, that's basically what it turned out to be. I did. So, yeah. And finally.
Are male and female outdated concepts? The wording on this is interesting to me.
This is interesting.
Because male and female is the biological wording.
Yes.
And I think those are not outdated concepts.
I agree. Moving on.
Would you rather be a vampire?
Would you rather be a... Oh man, if only you'd done that one more time, it would have become a catchphrase. It's perfect. You know the anatomy of catchphrases, right?
No.
So the anatomy of a catchphrase is a television show wants to introduce a catchphrase for a character. So at the beginning of an episode, the character says that phrase once. Sometimes the characters question why they said it. Sometimes they don't. They just roll with it like it just happened.
Okay.
In the middle of the episode, they say it again, whether it's in context or out of context, right? And then at the end of the episode, during the emotionally charged climactic moment, they say it a third time, and boom, you've got yourself a catchphrase.
And he doesn't even live there.
And he... I think we can call it an episode. We have some shows coming up this week. Tomorrow.
Strahd and Coffee Part 2 tomorrow. I can't wait to drop that on Strahd walking through his castle.
He doesn't even live there.
And then we have Inquisition on Friday.
Yeah.
Zog gets to meet Allie's mom.
Oh,
Zog might be a babysitter, so tune in for that.
Oh yeah. Oh my
and
God.
then tune in next week for the Dapper D's,
where we will
we'll make a new deck of many things.
We will make a new deck of many things. The Dapper deck of many things.
The Dapper deck. I like that actually.
Deck, yeah. Oh gosh. So we'll be ready for that, whether Dono is here or not, I guess. Media picks and life advice.
Let's see, what do I got?
I want to do my life advice before anything else.
Okay, all right. What's your life advice?
This was touted to be one of the hardest entrance exams to one of the most prestigious colleges in the history of the world. And after going through it, all I have to say is, your knowledge is not dependent on a number, it is dependent on how funny you are willing to be.
You can get into any college with the best bits.
With the best bits, because every single one of these questions was either opinionated or very, very narrow-minded. Or not narrow-minded, but very, very open-minded, at which we brought narrow minds to. And it took some discussion to open our minds up to them. But my God, your knowledge is not dependent on a number. It can be quantified with numbers, but your knowledge can never be qualified with anything but what you are willing to give to the world.
My life advice is
you rather be a vampire or a zombie?
Life advice is fucking do this. Just sit down with your friends and do this. Next time you guys go out to the bar, whip this out. It's like one of those memes. I promise I won't get political. 2 vodka shots in.
Oh God. Oh,
what's the point of vomiting?
I've had a fucking sinus headache behind my right eye for the last day and a half, and it doesn't matter because I've been laughing so much. Oh my God. My life advice is, would you rather be a vampire or a zombie?
Really quick, my media rec.
Yeah.
I recently listened to an album called Possum Rock by a band called Cigarettes at Sunset.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's the @ symbol, Cigarettes at Sunset.
Sure. The name of the album is Possum Rock?
Yes. It's really good folk punk. I recently heard a quote that was, you either die a punk or live long enough to start liking folk music. This is it. This is the transition. It's really good. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I loved this fucking album.
Okay.
Yeah. Go check out some good old folk punk.
Oh my God. My media recommendation. Oh God, I haven't really watched any movies recently. What did I recommend last week? I recommended Ponyo. Okay, I've watched a couple of movies since then. My recommendation, my movie recommendation is going to be Osmosis Jones. What?
I just was not ready for that.
Okay.
Osmosis Jones with Will Smith, right? He's
no,
in it?
with Chris Rock. With
Chris Rock.
With Chris Rock and David Hyde Pierce as the primary duo of Osmosis Jones and Drixenol.
And Bill Murray.
Pill.
Can't forget Bill Murray.
And Bill living inside Bill Murray. Oh gosh, I have always been fascinated with body fiction, and what I mean by that is zooming into the microscopic level and giving your individual cells and organs roles in a society all of their own. And Osmosis Jones does it in a movie better than any other movie has ever done it, I think. I can't think of a movie that did body fiction better than Osmosis Jones. Because you have that one movie where there's a bunch of aliens controlling Chris Rock, weirdly enough. No, not Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, called Being Dave or whatever it is, or Meet Dave or whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have that, and you have Inside Out, right? But that gets down to like kind of a very basic emotional level rather than a biological level. That's why I love the manga Cells at Work, and I might recommend that as well, like to kind of go alongside this. But you know, body fiction like Osmosis Jones, Cells at Work, and its subsequent anime based on Cells at Work, you know, that kind of stuff is really just one of the most roundabout ways to say every human life is more complex than you will ever give it credit for.
Yeah.
Which I love. It's one of the best storytelling devices I've ever seen in you know, in fiction like that. And Osmosis Jones is one of the best examples of that. They could have done another pass on the script. I think the writing of Osmosis Jones is a little juvenile. But it doesn't fault the movie at all. I think it's still a brilliant movie in that regard. I think that's it. I think that's all we've got for you right now. So tune in for the rest of our shows as they come. And you know, just this was fun. To answer the question, can we get admitted to Oxford? Fuck no.
Nah.
I don't know that the All Souls College would be accepting an application in the form of a stream. So especially considering we haven't been to Oxford. So
Fair.
the grand point of all of this is that it was pointless, and that's a good thing. And my name is Dippy.
And I'm Dadley.
And until next time, your adventure matters.
Stay dapper. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, what's up with this 56?